Hi, my name is Ken Viard, and I'm standing next to November 3/6 Lima Mike, a 1980 Beechcraft Bonanza A36 TC.
The A36 Bonanza was first built in 1968, and it's a stretched version of the V35 version. Obviously, one of the big differences is it replaced the V-tail with a conventional tail. Although the V-tail produced less drag, it had a poor reputation and fell out of favor. This aircraft has a turbocharged 325 horsepower Continental engine. The A36 had 6 seats, although in this configuration 2 of the seats were removed for extra baggage, as opposed to the V-tail that only had 4 or 5 seats. This airplane also has the Aspen Electronics flight display, a graphical engine monitor, and radios by Garmin, the Garmin 530 WAS. In this video, we're going to take the airplane up in the air, and we're going to do a little formation flying with the Beechcraft Sundowner. So let's talk to Ken and learn more about this turbocharged Bonanza.
I started flying back in 1997 when I was a 20-year-old college kid. I kind of grew up, my dad spent some time on an aircraft carrier deck. He was never a pilot, but he wrote software for it, and he always had a love for aviation. I just got the bug early, did a little flight, landed from that flight, and I said, I have to go learn to fly. So I walked straight into the flight school and signed up for flying. And that's when my new instructor kind of looked at me and educated me about this airplane I just got to fly in. It was actually a Beech Staggerwing. Was my first general aviation flight. I had no clue how awesome of an airplane that was at the time I was flying it. I just thought I was in a 172 or whatever. I didn't know anything, and but it really cemented my love for aviation. I've been writing aviation software since I was a student pilot, and for the last about 10 years, I've fallen in love with the concept of flying clubs. I was the president of the Chandelle Flying Club here in Austin, Texas, which has been around since the 1980s. They have 3 airplanes and 28 members. And when I got an opportunity to get in this girl, set up as a partnership to fly this A36 Bonanza, I left the club. The Pilot Partner software, it started its life as an electronic pilot logbook for pilots. I quickly realized that each flight that you log can also drive the finances of a flying club and the maintenance of an aircraft. So if you fly for an hour, you put an hour in your logbook, you add an hour, you take an hour away from the oil change, and you bill the member an hour for that flight. It's the same entry. Most flying clubs have 3 different record sources for those 3 different things. Why not combine it to one? So Pilot Partner is really changing the way that we do things. It's a completely different way of looking at it. One entry drives all 3 things. Pilot Partner is set up as a subscription service. I've got about 3 or 4 flying clubs running on it now. We're in the late beta stages of the flying club management side. The logbook software has been around since 1997, so I have a pretty large customer base using that already. So the intention is to get all flying clubs in the world using Pilot Partner. It takes the worst job of a flying club is the finance officer. The Chandelle finance officer spends 20 or 30 hours a month trying to generate invoices. This reduces it to 5 minutes to click a button. So this is a 1980 Beechcraft Bonanza. It's an A36 turbocharged, factory turbo. Beech did not make too many of the factory turbocharged airplanes. They're fantastic. When I got into this club, it was kind of, I picked the partners first and then the plane came second, so it was actually pre-picked for me. And I'm like, what do I need a turbo for? I'm in Texas, I don't need to fly high. Wrong. Flying a turbo is a whole different world. Some things are easier, some things are harder, but it gives you so many more options. And there's a lot of good tailwinds up high. So really love coming into the turbo. Our biggest challenge is managing temperatures. You fly this plane by temperatures. People ask, what power setting do you use? I say, the highest power setting that gives me the temperature I can tolerate. You know, I like to keep the cylinders no hotter than about 370 in cruise. So sometimes that's 29 inches of manifold pressure, sometimes it's 32 inches of manifold pressure. Automatic turbocharged, we got the wastegate in there. I actually don't know much about the manual wastegate airplanes. I've seen them, I've read a couple books, but I wouldn't want to fly one. So you just kind of dial in the power setting as you are on the runway, applying full power. Once you get to about 29 inches, the manifold pressure, the turbos are about to kick in. So you slow down on the throttle a little bit to prevent the surging of the turbos. But it'll maintain 36 inches of manifold pressure all the way up to 19,000 feet. With a turbocharger, your engine becomes, it doesn't care about the altitude anymore. So it doesn't matter if you're taking off a high density altitude airport, taking off at sea level, flying at 19,000 feet, all your power settings remain the same. So you can really take advantage of those high altitudes to still get 100% power and all the speed that you need. And you get that thinner air, you can really add 10 or 15 knots of true airspeed real easily. Higher density altitude airports, I had it at Taos, New Mexico a couple weekends ago, 7,000 feet above sea level. Got a little warm in the afternoon, not bad. Probably 9,000 foot density altitude. She takes off pretty much like normal. The air's a little thinner, so you're going to climb a little shallower, but for the most part, you don't have the problems that you do under a normally aspirated engine. But as far as the downsides, heat. Heat is the biggest issue with the turbocharger. There are two main systems that Bonanzas use. The factory turbocharged, which actually take you up above 30 inches of manifold pressure. And there's turbo normalized, which is kind of an aftermarket thing that Tornado Alley came out with. I love the turbo normalized system because it does a better job of managing the heat. But then it takes you to 30 inches of manifold pressure, but allows you to maintain that all the way up. So it's kind of two different ways to get to the same place. The other major downside is a little extra fuel burn. So I'm burning an extra 3 to 4 gallons an hour than a normally aspirated engine to perform the same job. And sometimes I have to burn an extra gallon an hour just to help keep the temperatures down. So I really manage this airplane by temperature. So I set the power setting that I want, I monitor the temperature, I either add fuel or take power away to reduce the temperature. And the final downside is you get one extra component that you got to maintain. It's not that bad. The turbo system is kind of, once you get it dialed in and tuned in, it runs for the life of the engine. So your engine overhauls cost you a little bit more. This is one more component that needs to be overhauled. But for the benefits that you get, I prefer turbo. Once you get to a high performance aircraft like this, things start to change a little bit. So you get a lot of, well, it depends. What do you want to do? I can fly this plane at 180 knots true airspeed up at 18,000 feet and burn a lot of fuel. I choose not to. I average 165 knots if I'm flying rich of peak, 155 knots if I'm flying lean of peak. I can get 5 to 10 extra knots by going up to 13, 14, or 17,000 feet, somewhere in that area. I'm burning average rich of peak about 17 gallons an hour to fly. She has 114 gallons usable if I fill the tip tanks up. And that will get me from Austin, Texas to Melbourne, Florida with an hour and a half to 2 hours of fuel left on the airplane. When Beech went from the 35 to the 36, they redesigned the fuselage and stretched it a little bit, and they did several things when they did that. Higher max gross weight, and they really addressed some of the weight and balance issues. 35s, really easy to get aft loaded. So we actually got 6 seats. We have club seating in the back, so 4 seats facing each other. And this, and we got the nice big barn door, so you can open it up. 2 doors open up. We keep the back seats out, so we keep this as a 4-seat airplane, and it leaves us lots of room to take camping gear. I'll take it up to Oshkosh once a year, load it to the gills with all kinds of camping gear for a week at Oshkosh. You're able to use the 6 seats if you don't have 6 people like me. For a family of 6 who have some even teenage kids, if you're dealing with 120 to 160 pound people, you can make full use of the 6 seats and reduce fuel load and still have 3 hours of fuel on board to go do something. We've had a lot of panel upgrades, so we keep this pretty modern. It's not full glass, but it does have an Aspen. It has a digital engine monitor and the EDM 930. WASH GPSs, ADS-B in and out. She's a really capable airplane, so you have a lot of information on board while you're flying. So if you're going up on marginal weather days, your situational awareness is fantastic in this airplane. So you can make smart decisions early and complete missions that 10 years ago you just couldn't do.
All right, well, you ready to go fly then?
Let's go fly.
All right.
Hey, appreciate it.
Sure.
For this flight, we had lunch at Cooper's Barbecue in Llano and then flew to Austin.
Clear.
Yeah, this is nice and comfortable here. I hadn't been, I mean, this is a lot of room. I mean, you're a big guy too, so. I mean, no, I mean.
Lean forward a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I'll try it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there you go. That's nice. Lots of room in here.
Yeah.
And you got your graphical engine monitor, and
Yep.
it's nice to have. Especially, you know, with a turbocharged engine and all this, high performance, you got to have that.
Yeah, people who fly big bore Continentals without an engine monitor just
Wait for a
insane.
problem. Yeah, it's a pretty nice little cockpit. I mean, instrumentation you got here. You got the Aspen, and then you got your. Is this just the engine, or does it do everything else too?
It's engine and fuel.
Engine and fuel, and then all your navigation. You got what, 530, 530, and a 430.
530, 430. 530's WAS, 430's.
Yeah. So you got.
All right, lights, camera, and action. Fixtures rich, prop is full forward, gears down, approach flaps for short field takeoff. Plane can be a little bit of a dog on an initial climb.
As the gear are in transit and stuff.
Yeah, well, it's just she likes 120 knots to climb.
Okay.
And Llano traffic, Mooney, 1 November Juliet, departing the Patron to the northeast.
Llano traffic, Bonanza 36 Lima Mike, departing runway 35. We'll depart straight out to the north, then to the east. Llano traffic. All right, boom, boom, boom. I'm happy. Turbos kick in.
Oh yeah, you can hear them.
I was a little aggressive on the throttle that time, but hurts too bad now. Find that happy spot right about there. 75. Build up a little bit of energy.
Yeah, it's pretty smooth on takeoff.
Yep.
Hey, just something about the feel of a Bonanza. You know, I mean,
Llano traffic, Bonanza 36 Lima Mike, departing pattern to the north. Last radio call, Llano.
The Sundowner we were flying with had already taken off, and we were playing catch-up.
I will have some frequencies for you to dial in at some point. It will be top one.
Okay.
And then to monitor is com 1 on the top there.
Hey, Ken, are you up? Calling 10.
Ken's up. We're just off of Llano. We've got you on ADSB, 1,200 feet above us.
Roger, I'm holding 3500 MSL. I'm a little bit right of the path straight off of 35.
Yeah, it's nice. Still making 35 inches of manifold pressure in the climb and all that.
Yep. Yeah, she'll keep 36 to 19,000.
Really?
I've got her back down a little bit. Our turbo controller is a little, we're going to send it off and get it tweaked.
I guess if you have bottle oxygen, if you do that, you don't have it installed, do you?
Yep, I got pilot there, and then yours is in the back.
Oh, okay.
But it's built in. We're sitting on top of a 74 cubic foot tank.
Wow, okay. Nice.
Let's see here. I'm not going to, if this was normal, I would take this opportunity to cut the corner and catch him. But,
yeah, need me a lot slower.
yeah, we're already higher than him. As he's doing 80 indicated in the climb.
There he is there.
Alright. Alright, Brandon, we have you in sight. We're going to go a little further north and then form up on you after you get up to altitude.
Okay, when you turn, look out for Mooney. There's a Mooney going east.
Okay, I see another aircraft on ADSB. That guy right there.
Oh.
Alright, we're at 5,500.
I'm almost there. I'm at 4,900 climbing.
So I like to try to approach at least 100 feet low.
Okay.
That way, if I do what I did when forming up in the last time, if I overshoot a little bit, gaining altitude slows me down.
Right.
Have you done much formation flying?
Yeah, I mean, back in flight school I did a lot of it, but then I've done some lately, just, I mean, not actually the one flying it, but ridden in it. There was two Nanchangs and a T-28 we did some cool stuff with.
Awesome.
Yeah, we were doing a lot of really fun echelon. I mean, like, we were sitting pretty tight, too.
Smooth at 55.
55's good.
And we were
105 in the ground speed.
All right, we're closing behind you about 145 knots.
Passing 505.
I've got plenty of range. We can save the engine. 25's good.
Yeah, if you're good right here, this is perfect for us. Austin approach, Sundowner 831 Kilo Tango, flight of 2, request.
Sundowner 831 Kilo Tango, flight of 2, Austin approach, say request.
Approach 831 Kilo Tango, flight of 2. We are about 34 miles to the west, inbound with Lima, full stop.
Sundowner 1 Kilo Tango, Austin altimeter is 3030, squawk 0201.
Austin departure, good afternoon, Costa 2687, runway heading 2000.
Space calling 0201, 8 round,
Contact climb, maintain 2000.
2000, Costa 2687.
Approach 831 Kilo Tango, flight of 2, 3000 descending.
Sundowner 831 Kilo Tango, Austin approach, radar. Sundowner 1 Kilo Tango, enter left base, runway 35 right.
Left base for 35 right, 831 Kilo Tango, flight of 2.
radio is kind of scratchy.
It's because we are monitoring both.
Oh, okay.
Getting a little interference on the other.
How are y'all going to do this one here?
So I'm going to take the lead when he starts slowing down for our landing.
Okay.
And then we'll both I'll land a little long and he'll land on the numbers.
Okay. Yeah, it's a nice long runway there, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, did you say 35 left or right?
We're going to be right. We're always right.
Sundowner 1 Kilo Tango, no further south than a 3 mile final.
Okay, no further south, we're going to square it up here, 831 Kilo Tango.
This works.
Sundowner 1 Kilo Tango, contact tower 121.0.
The tower 831 Kilo Tango.
121.9 is ground.
Short of 35 right at November 2 Mike Alpha, Austin Tower, roger.
Thank you, sir.
November 2 Mike Alpha, hold short, runway 35 right.
Hold short, 35 right, Mike Alpha.
How often do y'all do
Tower
these?
831 Kilo Tango, flight of 2, left base 35.
A couple times a
November
year.
831 Kilo Tango, Austin Tower, continue for runway 35 right.
Okay, continue for 35 right, 831 Kilo Tango.
Southwest 4248, Austin Tower, runway 35 right, line up and wait traffic 2.5 mile left base.
That's going to be our one wild card. Wake turbulence on this.
4248.
Yeah.
But it'll take off pretty far down the runway.
And it was Med 1, correct? Southwest 4248, flying 350, runway 35 right, clear for takeoff on 36010.
Start slowing down, Brandon.
350, Southwest 4248.
November 831 Kilo Tango, flight Austin Tower, wind is 01014, runway 35 right, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 35 right, 831 Kilo Tango, flight of 2.
Thank you.
Austin Tower, helicopter 44 Bravo Juliet.
Helicopter 44 Bravo Juliet on.
I'm at 1,300 feet.
4 Bravo Juliet, thank you.
Tower 5364, 35 left.
November 2 Mike Alpha, contact departure, good day.
Austin departure, 2 Mike Alpha, good day.
Skywest 5364, Austin Tower, runway 35 left, clear to land, wind is 03010.
Good to land runway 35 left, Sky 5364.
Austin Tower, helicopter 44 Bravo Juliet, headed back to right.
Helicopter 4 Bravo Juliet, thank you.
Yeah, it worked out pretty smooth there.
Yep. Second time I've used that technique.
Yeah. Well, he's slower, so it should be pretty
Yep.
easy.
As soon as he puts the flaps down, he's like, we got separation.
Yeah.
Austin gets a 2-for-1. 2 planes in one operation.
Right.
Southwest 4248, turn right, heading 010 and contact departure. Good day.
All right, landing gears down. Mixture's rich. Prop is set for a go around. Switches. Seatbelts.
Set.
Austin Tower, Challenger 520 Romeo Pops with you, visual 35 right.
Number 520 Romeo Pop, Austin Tower, runway 35 right, clear. Continue, please, wind 350 at 7. Roger, continuing.
Gears still down.
November 4 Bravo Juliet, radar service terminated, frequency change approved. Good day.
All right, talk to you a little bit. I have one more after this.
All right, right on the center line. Well done, sir. Thank you for the flight.
Thank you.
Well done. Yeah, it's a nice airplane, man. You know, this would be, if I were to buy an airplane, this would be on the top of the list. This or maybe a Lancer 4 or something.
That's Michael's thinking about replacing it with a Lancer 4.
Yeah,
That'd be about the only thing I would accept.
yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're very welcome. It's a pleasure flying with you.
Yeah, no, it's a great airplane. It's one of my dream airplanes. So.
We had a lot of fun today, and stomachs are nice and full of barbecue.
Oh man, yeah, we had some.
We can't go wrong.
I thought I ordered a portion for one, but I have dinner tonight too.
Perfect.
All right, well, hey, thanks for doing it again sometime.
It's great to meet you.
All right.
Well, thank you for watching another episode of Flying Doodles. A lot of fun doing the formation flying. I would love to fly with you. Popping up here should be the dates and places we're going to be filming. Send me an email. It's also listed there, bobby@sailingdoodles.com. And thank you so much. Please click like and subscribe. And it's Patreon. That's how we fund this whole thing. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month, and it really helps. Thank you.